What's up? What's up? What's up? You're here with Wh1tcomb again, doing some live music production. So if you see my last episode, you saw me working on this speedrun track. So I'm done with the track. I'm ready to move on to another speedrun. But I think one of the crucial things about this speedrun is going to be it's going to be tearing apart the tracks that I do, because I might not always like the speedrun track. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm gonna pull out different pull out different stems from the track, and for everything it just works right. Right after I adjust the noise gate. Okay, now let me know if that works. If it doesn't, I could adjust it. So let's see if this works though. Okay, so let's go through this track and let's see what sounds cool. We're gonna pull that into different stems. Okay, so first thing I'm hearing, that ARP. I really like that ARP. This is a good idea, I think, for anyone to go through their tracks, see what pieces they like, and then pull them out and create your own sample pack. Okay, so we're going to solo that. Export audio. Make sure you're doing just the selected tracks. Make sure you're doing the correct length. Click export. Now in my case, I'm going to be bringing it to my sample pack location. So you're gonna want to save it wherever your stuff is located at. But as you may have seen before, as I dig through stuff, I have this Wh1tcomb neon thing that I'm building up. Okay, and we're gonna call this, what is it? Minor. So I think that's a C minor. And we're gonna call it video game ARP 1. I have a lot of ARPs usually, so and they're usually video game sounding, so don't want to confuse myself. So then the other important thing about this is with Ableton, I've noticed that sometimes it doesn't always bounce out the first time. It just bounces out silence, which is kind of frustrating. But the easy way to do it is I just go and check and make sure it did bounce out what it said it would. And it did. Bounced out really quietly though. You can always turn stuff up. Do I like any of these snares? Not really. Okay, so immediately that 808 kick is awesome. Can't remember where I got it from, but I really like it. So we're gonna bounce that out. What's the top kick sound like? That's okay. But let's do them together. Okay, so I think I've had some other 808 kicks. I gotta figure out where I put them. And that's in C. Sub kicks, there we go. We're gonna call it a clean kick. Okay, and then of course make sure it worked out, make sure it bounced out right. And it didn't. Okay. So I think I gotta select both of those and but after I gotta select something different, because if you have something selected in Ableton and then you try to overwrite it, it says, hey, that's currently in use. So let's overwrite it now. Okay, now we're gonna see. Oops. And I did it wrong again. What I really need to do is I need to solo them, go to the master, solo that. And I actually should probably be bouncing everything through the master because there's some stuff making it really big in there. So there's like a limiter and glue compressor and whatnot. So I probably should be bouncing it. Okay, cool. And then, because I just realized that we got to go back and we got to do that harp. So it punches through. Okay. Oh, okay, because these are one shots. Oh yeah, that's way better. Okay, let's see what other cool stuff there is. I think this these hi-hats are really awesome. I think they're EQ well, and I think wherever I got them from, just good sample pack. I don't like that vocal chop, so I'm not concerned about that. So yeah, I like that. So we're going to do the same thing here. Go to master. And we'll bounce out just that hi-hat. Yeah, and that's another trap hat. We're gonna go trap hat 2. And these sticks, do I like them? They do have a nice percussive element to them, so let's stick with them. Oh, jeez. Didn't even plan that one. Okay, so that's going to be percussion. I don't think I have any percussion yet. Yeah, I probably need to start calling everything Wh1tcomb. Because that'll probably be a nightmare. Crush stick. I don't really like that riser enough to bounce it out. Hey, what's up, Chlorine? How's it going, man? There's a trap snare in there. That's pretty good. Let's find that. So let's because that's a build. So we're gonna do two things with that. We're gonna take a build on it. I'm good, man. I'm good. What kind of music you've been making recently? Yeah, so for those of you just tuning in, what I'm tearing apart my my speedrun track, and I'm bouncing out stems to put into my own sample pack for future use. And I'm hoping to do that with all my speedrun tracks, because they might not always sound great, but I can use stuff from them. Oh, nice. Future project, what, like future trap, like future drum and bass, future chill. So that's in C. So so that's gonna be from. Oh, nice. Your bass. I guess that's kind of what this was going to be, and it turned out not to be. I would love to make. I haven't made much prog before. I would love to give that a try sometime. Okay, so I need to make a build portion in here. Trap snare. This will be nice because then I could just grab this and drop it. And that's 155. Can't remember if I asked you last time, but how long have you been making music? And it chopped out. How long have you been making music? Cool. That's good to go. Okay, now let's take that trap snare and put it in separately by itself. Okay, so a few years. That's probably about right with me consistently. I've been on for a few years. Okay, let's see what else I can tear out of this track. I think that fill is something I already made up, so I don't need to rip that. I think that's from my own pack. But we can definitely take this. The which one? The one before the drop? This one? Do it. Yeah, that's actually that one before the drop is actually a James Brown sample. So if you haven't dug through any James Brown stuff, you should, because there's tons of samples. Anything you could want, drum breaks, etc. Hey, what's up, Singularity Gaming? How's it going? We're ripping apart a track I was doing, making it into some sample pack piece. Let's see. I think it's C major. I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I was just up in the Chicago area, catching up with family. Weekend, it was nice. Where are you guys from? Where's the? There's like a wobble in. Sweden and Los Angeles, both very cool places. Definitely, maybe a little bit cooler than Central Illinois. That's where I'm at right now. I've been to LA once, but mostly just the outskirts. Never been to Sweden. That would be super cool. To go to Sweden. And LA is definitely a different lifestyle from what I'm used to here. D, I believe. D major future chord, but this one's muffled. So we'll just call it muff, and I'm gonna be like, what does muff mean? Other than dirty work. Forest and small wooden houses. That kind of seems like where I'm at, except instead of forest, we have cornfield, but small houses. Lauren's getting his thug on, representing the West Coast. You and Snoop Dogg. Okay, let's rip out these trap hats. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, no, forest is definitely cooler than I would agree. Singularity, what do you mean by feedbacks? Yeah, let's bounce out that trap. Yeah, if you want to, if you want to do feed, I could do that since I'm only just bouncing out some sample. Yeah, if you want to put something in the chat, I could click through it and give some feedback on it. Same goes for you, Clorin. If you wanna throw a feedback on or want to throw a track in chat, I could uh, I could listen to it and give some feedback on it. Okay, so let's bounce this out. We're gonna go loops. Actually, I think I'm gonna do, these are all, gotta group stuff better in here. So these are all one shots. Okay, cool. That's stupid. When I'm saving, I can't select individually. Okay, cool. Let me just finish grouping this, and then I'll see if I can pull it up. Build. Hats. So we'll go trap hat loop. 1 BPM 150 or 150. Oh, perfect. Got both of them. Okay, let me snag this one chop this for one shot, and then we'll listen to both of them. I'm building up quite a trap hat library. Kind of might be not necessary because I mostly make dubstep. Okay, let's make sure those bounced out right. Cool. Cool. Okay, so hold on a second. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do. Oh yeah. See if this will work. I probably should have asked a different way. That's fine. Type them in by hand because I don't have the Twitch chat open on my computer. I just have it on my tablet, so we'll just type it in. Trap is savage. Yeah, Trap is savage. If you're willing to pay the price for Savage Trap. Okay, I think I have it all typed in right. Double check. Okay, see if that pulls up. Oh yeah, cool. Okay, so this is Singularity Gamers track. Start from the beginning, and then really chill. Yeah, totally atmospheric. I like how there's no build or anything. It's just kind of just rolls and just chills along. Cool. No, thanks for sharing. That is actually that's a really cool chill track. There's some stuff that I noticed that I think could make it even neater. First thing was that intro before all the drums and stuff is really nice, really chill. But I think you could use more highs in it. I think the plucky stuff right in the beginning. Yeah, the harp as well as just the pads and whatnot, they sound great and really mellow. But if you added some high frequencies within all of it, it might kind of make it sparkle a little more. Um, and also look for where the transient of that harp is, and kind of boost that up to make it kind of punch a little. Also, you could use some really light atmosphere background, maybe, I don't know, walking, train noise or whatever, just really that more of a chill, side atmosphere. The drums are nice for the track. You could probably make them a little bit bigger though if you boost your lows and highs on them. Look for where the transients are on the kick and the kind of pop those out a little bit. But when you do that, you might need to pull down the volume a little. Otherwise, they'll kind of crowd the rest. What else did I? Yeah, said that. Kind of going along with boosting the highs. If you use some overdrive on that top end or some other type of distortion on the top end of pretty much everything except the drum might add to the sparkle, but just it needs to be very faint because the mellowness of the track is what makes it great. But I've seen people that make video game atmospheres and whatnot, whether they're using strings or anything, they'll put a nice distortion kind of on the high end and pull it down, so it's just adding a little bit to the mix. Okay, I'm cutting out. Thank you. Okay, so I'll just do a summary just because I was cutting out. So bring up the highs in the intro, add some overdrive to it. Add some overdrive to it so that you're adding some sparkle with it as well. What else? Boost the highs and the lows on the drums. use some Foley in the intro to kind of give you the right vibe. And I think that's a summary of everything I said. Did any of that cut out? Did that come through? Okay, great. Okay, so now we're gonna type in chlorines or chlorine, probably. I keep saying chlorine. Yeah, no problem, man. No problem. I appreciate you sharing. Okay, cool. Cool. Said it right the first time. The chlorine. Yeah, but you have to be calculative when you boost the highs and the highs of the drums. You need to look through the EQ and you need to boost some highs, but then you need to see where the transient on the kick and the snare are. That's the pop noise. You got to figure out where that is within that high range. Give that a little bit of a boost. They're probably going to be somewhere between the 1,000 to the 5,000 range hertz wise. Okay, let's see if this pops up for Chlorine's track. Homework. Not popping up. Did I spell it? It did not pop up for me, Chlorine. If you make sure it's a shared link, because if it's not a shared link, it doesn't let me look at it. Let me double check that. Let me double check the typing on it though. Type it. Yeah, yeah. So if it's a private link, you have to do a shared link. Okay. Double check that. wls.da. Perfect. You just share that private link. SoundCloud is wrong. SoundCloud, according to recent EDM news, SoundCloud is always wrong. Just ask OK. Had all of his illegal mixes taken down. Give that a go now. SoundCloud.com/Lauren. I think that's the same link. But you know what I can do? It's not ideal, but if you want, I could take a look at one of the tracks that you already have posted. Is there one of those, since this isn't working, is there one of those that would be that you'd be interested in having me take a listen to? Okay, I'll check out Zone. Okay, here we go. Here is Zone by Chlorine. It's industrial step, which should be kind of cool. One second. Let's turn that down. Let's try that again. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let me know if I'm chopping out while I'm explaining this, and I'll get closer to the mic. But yeah, that's definitely a cool experimental track. Um, that's but experimental in a good way. It's not like, oh, it's almost done. It's kind of like, well, that's different in a neat way. First thing, I think Singularity caught onto this, but yeah, that snare is really cool. It really pops really well. I can't remember where it's at. I think it's in the intro. There's kind of like wobble percussion, and it sounds almost like you just made a wobble bass and chopped off all the mids and the lows and used that top end as percussion. That really cool, kind of innovative. Um, I really like how you pitch the snare up and down too. I don't think enough people do that, and it really adds some fun variation that you don't hear much of. What else did I write down? Yeah, I said that. One thing to take note of for future tracks, or I don't know if this is a work in progress, but I would guess it's done if it's on your SoundCloud. But one thing to take note of is to watch your width, especially on your basses and your arps and whatnot. Um, yeah, yeah, take notice to your width, because some of your basses were like really wide all the way out here, and then some of your other things were right in the middle. And maybe you did that on purpose, but it's a little disorienting when something's right here and then it goes whoa all the way out there. So just make sure you kind of bring those widths closer together, or closer together out here, and either is fine. Um, the percussion sat really well, nice on the outside snare, kicks the main transient sat in the middle. What else did I notice? Track like that sometimes needs some vocal chops. Like I'm listening to it, waiting for like the '90s style vocal chops. But I think that's all I got on it. Definitely a cool track and innovative. Thank you both for sharing. If you have any questions about anything I said, just hit me up in the chat. I maybe have about 5 minutes left to go, so I'm just gonna chop out some other bits and pieces from this track, and then we'll call it a day. And of course, everyone go follow Chlorine and go follow Singularity on their SoundCloud. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? Turn this up. Hey, no problem. Day like today is perfect for feedback. Not always when I'm going through production, but when I'm just ripping out sounds, it's a good day for feedback. Okay, so that vocal chop's pretty cool. I don't think I've started any vocal chops in. Cool. And then I think I can't remember who mentioned, either one of you, Lauren or Singularity, mentioned the pre-drop vocals that were kind of cool. So we can keep that too. Do it. Yeah, that James Brown thing. Let's pull that out. Oh yeah, 90 followers. Wait till you get over that 100, man. It's mind blowing. Nothing like over 100 followers to feel like an awesome small time, super small time producer. Not sure why this is taking so. Worried about to see what is bouncing out. Yeah, you wonder why people would follow you, and then you get all sad when you realize that some of them might just be bots. You're like, oh man, not even real people. The money and the honey. The big surprise is when you get the money and the honey, people take off your bear suit and realize you're just a dude that no one knows that, has friends with big name producers. Like, oh my god, I thought it was gonna be a big name producer. Like, no, it's just some dude in a bear suit, man. That makes good music. I knew something wasn't bouncing right there. Yeah, no, totally. Buying bots is not the way to go. Just make good music, get better, and eventually once you get better, work on getting it to a blog, and you should naturally grow. But I'm saying that, being in a position where I haven't gotten there yet, but I think that's the way most people do it. Don't buy music, don't buy followers, just get them naturally. Share your music in the right places. Okay, cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm gonna rip out that whole loop. Okay, so it's that. Don't see. Yeah. We're gonna call it Future Trip. Future Trip BPM 155. Yeah, and one thing I've heard, it's kind of a shallow play to get more followers, but I've done a little bit of it, and it seems to work kind of well. So you go to someone like Datsik and you see who his followers are, and you follow people. And it's kind of like you're fishing for followers, but it's almost like a digital version of just handing out mixtapes. Kind of like, yo, hey, how's it going? I'm gonna follow you. Oh, and then people just naturally check out your stuff and might not like it, or if they do like it, they comment. So I think that's an effective way to hand out digital mixtapes, so to say. Cool. Now, what else do we have? I like that offbeat hat. That's cool. Yeah, and you don't have to follow people unless it's people you know. I mean, there's so many different marketing strategies. Ultimately, the most important thing is that you're working on your tracks and you have good music. Have good music, it'll get out there in time. And then, once you get to the point where you need marketing, someone will hear you and they'll be a marketing genius and help you go, kind of help you blow. But yeah, from my perspective, sitting at this desk, just producing music, like that's number one. Just get to the point where your music's good. Once you're confident in it, then get it out there. Me personally, I'm not yet there yet. I think I could use some work with my mix downs, but that'll come in with time. And when I'm there, then I'll start sending stuff out to friends and say, "Yo, I think this is sounding pro enough. Can you help me?" So that was a drums one shot, and it's open. Oh yeah, for sure, man. When you get to the point where you need to market your stuff, you talk to your friends that, like you're saying, that have been in it for 10 to 15 years that really know their stuff. Okay, so I know exactly what I'm ripping out now. Um, this is my favorite part of the track, so I know which stuff I want. So first thing's that sick growl. And I think I already have this yow somewhere. I think this is where I got it from. That's pretty good, man. 15 for a track, master. And yeah, and for stem mastering, that's really good. So we're gonna rip out like all this raver synth. Oh yeah, no, definitely. 50 to 70 for a master seems to be about the common price I see if you just go to internet sites. Thanks, thanks. Yeah, that raver synth or whatever I call that. That's my favorite. and G. See you, man. Thanks for tuning in. I don't know if I did anything. Okay, yeah, so I think this is just the same thing. Cool. I think I pulled enough out of this track to be happy with it. Cool. I'm not sure what I'm doing next time. I'm guessing I'm going to be starting a new track. Let's pull it up. I think I'm going to do this one, but even if I don't, I'll at least show you something that I'm thinking of that I'm really liking so far. So Kesha and Zed came out with this song, and I think it didn't have enough energy. And I'm a huge closet Kesha fan, so I wanted to make it way bigger. So I'll show you what that track is like, and then if I'm feeling it on Friday, I think that might be my new speed run. But it's this track called True Colors, and I don't think Kesha's put out a lot of music in a while due to a bunch of different reasons. But it's kind of like this orchestral style, patty, laid back, not laid back, but emotional track, but it doesn't have any build or drop really. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I did. Here's what I've done with it so far. Let's turn it up. This is a heavy whip right now. Keep me grounded as I reach higher than the sea. Is there something there for me? Pulling back the rain, letting go again. I'm not afraid. It's missing some things. There was a snare and everything. Let's figure out where those files are. Yeah, dude, it's missing like every. That's no good. Okay, so probably here. Some of them are in here. Oh, I found one of them. Great. Let's try. The other one's probably, other stuff is probably in here. Yeah, this is why you want to do a save. You want to do a collect and save on Ableton, because if you lose stuff like this, and it takes forever to find it again. Yeah, that should be in there. Maybe it's this. It sounds like it's raining because I have an effect on. Yeah, so the rain's coming through the track. I think it is effects. Yes, rain. It's this plugin called Audio Weather. Okay, I think that's most of the effects. I might be still missing the snare, which stinks, but... And the kick. We'll find them. You know, let's find them. Okay, and then the snare is... It's Weird Snare 10. Okay, I know which one that is. Oh man, that's why. That one's fine. This'll do. Yeah, perfect. I think that's pretty close to what the original. Okay, let's pull all this back. And that's a clap. I think I know which one that is. Yeah. I think I'm just going to collect and save after I'm done. Yes, Audio Weather. You're correct, Clorin. If you just Google Audio Weather VST, it's awesome for atmosphere. I think this is in House Electro. It's one of the Vengeances, I think. Okay, it's not that one. Try the other one. Okay. Whatever, I think there's just a clap in there. I'll just do a replace of it. Oh, here it is. Okay. I think that should be the whole track. At least everything should be found now. Keep me grounded as I reach higher than the sea. Is there something there for me? Pulling back the rain, letting go again. I'm not afraid. I'm not. All my life, one page at a time, I'll show you my true color. No, I won't apologize for the fire in my eyes. Let me show you my true color. In your rainbow. So I think I might be able to have some big, huge dubsteppy chords, like Flex Pavilion style, or something like that in there. That could make this really okay. So yeah, I'm thinking that's what I'll do on Friday, because I would love to work on tracks. Other than that, you know, thanks, Clark, for tuning in. Thanks to Singularity Gaming, both of you guys for sending in tracks. Anyone else that wasn't in the chat, but I saw we have some other people here, thanks for tuning in as usual. I'll be back Friday, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go to redlinereload.com. That's where all this other cool stuff is at. You know, I'm a part of Redline Reload, and we do a lot of cool live streams in addition to. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.